this area right here. I got to privilege of meeting these people. Sorry, my window won't go down. Wound up having trouble with my window, and the guy that donated this vehicle to me, he gave me a window regulator. My window regulator went bad. I just ain't had time to put it in yet. $50 per day to rent out one of those carts, golf carts. We're at the Kentucky Lake Grappling, something like that. I don't know, but we are in Kentucky. I was thinking that we was in Kentucky. Yep. So if I'd have dropped a line in the water, I'd have been breaking the rules by not having a Kentucky permit and being able to fish on the Tennessee River. I think they allow a grace of about 2 to 10 miles depending upon what game warden that you come across. But some of them honor that and some of them don't. So to be on the safe side, I recommend that if you're from Tennessee and you're gonna come to Kentucky, you get a pass, and you don't have to get a whole year pass. You can get a 1 day pass, you can get a 3 day pass, you can get, I guess, a 30-day pass. You don't have to be out a lot of money. But now some states, I don't know if Kentucky be one of them, I know Mississippi is, that once you become a senior citizen, you don't have to buy any fishing license to be able to fish in their state. So they also look at that, or they're supposed to, depending upon the game warden. Up here relaxing, having a good time. Having a good time. And that's what life's supposed to be about. Especially once you become a senior citizen toward retiring. You should be able to relax and not have to worry about a lot of stress and tension and the world affairs going on around you. You should be able to take life easy and basically enjoy yourself. Thought I'd give you a holler. How you doing this morning? I'm just fine.
You got a pretty dog there too.
Well, thank you.
Out for a ride. It's a beautiful place, isn't it?
It is. I was hoping maybe somebody like you could tell me a little bit about it.
Well, this is our first time here.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Where are you from?
Corning, Arkansas.
Where?
Corning, Arkansas.
Corning, Arkansas. Is that pretty close to Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Oh, no, that's Fayetteville's clear on the other side of the state. We're in the northeast corner.
Northeast corner.
Just almost into Missouri. We're about 12 minutes from the Missouri state line.
I got you.
So,
Are you pretty close to the Mississippi River?
no.
Well, I say pretty close. Are you within an hour's drive? Yeah. Yeah, so whenever I'm on the Tennessee side down around Dyersburg and I look across the Mississippi River, I'm basically facing the area of Arkansas, looking back towards y'all's neck of the woods.
Yeah, we're about an hour or so down the road, hour and a half.
There you go.
And we've been there all of our life. Now, our son has camped here maybe 4 times, but we never have. So, we're pretty excited about that.
Are you going to rent you out a boat and go fishing or what?
We got a pond pontoon down here.
Oh, do you? Look
Yeah.
at you go,
What
man.
happened was, we have a place over here on Ridge Road.
Uh-huh.
House trailer. We've been coming up here. How many years we've been? 25 years. That's what I was thinking.
25 years. You love it so much that you continue to come back. You're a repeat customer.
Well, what happened was, my son lives in Knoxville and got one down in Paragould, Arkansas. Got one over toward Springfield, and we all come here and meet for a week. So
Nice.
what happened, I had a furnished house trailer. It's all electric, and but they have water there, and of course you have to turned on, turned off through the winter.
Yeah.
But anyway, long story short, there is they went and turned. I called to have the water turned on. They said they'd turn it on the 18th. Well, we come down here on the 16th. Well,
You had a water.
the guy had turned the water on early. What it is, you got to do it online anymore. Everything's online.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he seen it, and I guess he's in the area and thought, hey, that'll save me a trip, because he told me he lived over in Paris, Tennessee, and it saved me a 30-mile trip. He just goes and turns it on. Well, what I didn't know is I had a water break in my. He flooded my whole trailer.
Oh.
Just running.
Oh, man.
Yeah, just running. And so when I got down here,
Well, there wasn't really no way for him to know, though, was it?
well, I'll tell you what he done. He
I mean,
turned it on.
Somebody turned the water on from the outside. How's he going to know that
He
there's
turned it on from the outside, and then he goes over to my front door, I guess, and he opens the screen door,
Yeah.
and I guess he heard the water going in there. Then he goes in there and goes out there and shuts it back off.
Okay.
Okay, so when we get over there, I looked there and I seen it had been turned on. So what I do, I put RV antifreeze all in the pipes and everything so they won't freeze. And they
That's right.
hadn't in 24 years.
That's right. That's right.
Well, so I go and turn the water on, and we turn our water valves on. You see the RV antifreeze running out in the bathrooms, but when in the kitchen, didn't see it. It's just clear water. So anyway, I said, I hear water running. She said, well, the water heater's filling up. I said, no, I've got the valves off of the water heater, so it can't come on yet, because I drain it every year.
I hate it that y'all had to do that. So you had to make improvise and camp over here
Well,
at this particular
what happened,
campsite.
when we come over there, we don't have enough bedrooms, so I bring my camper.
Oh,
also.
okay. Okay.
So,
But how's the rest of your family? How are they going to be able to stay? They're
Well,
probably going to rent out some of these little, what do they call these things here?
Yeah, I got one of them is over here in the dome. One of them is over here in one of these here trailers,
Mm-hmm.
and another one has rented one of these cabins, and her family's coming down.
How much are the cabins going for a night?
Well, I don't know. She
85
done
a
all
night?
that online.
85 a night?
Oh no. Well, here I don't know. I've got a sheet that tells you what they are here, but now where she was at, you got to go back over here to 444. You got to go down here to Hamlin, and then turn back in here.
I just stayed all night back in there.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah, in my van, me and my dog did.
But
We just out, primitive
Yeah.
camping.
But
But
anyway, I asked them how much a slot was, and they charge you $45 a night to camp here. So now I've got to thinking, well, my water bill over there is $79 whether they use it or not. They have they don't even have a valve, a meter on them. You just turn a valve on it for this.
got you.
And anyway, then my electric is about $50 a month. So
Gotcha.
I'm thinking, it's cheaper for me to come over here and spend $45 a night. And they told me I could bring my pontoon around here and put it in a slip,
Yeah.
and we can go over and just get on, walk right on.
Have all the conveniences, all the
What I was
amenities.
doing, I was having to go down, take my pontoon, put it in the landing, then I was having to get my truck and move my trailer up
That's
there
right.
and park it every day.
That's right.
And what we do though is about a mile from the water.
It's more convenient right here.
Oh yeah.
Whole lot more convenient.
But
So what are you
anyway,
going to do with the trailer and the property that you got up here?
I don't
You
know.
going to sell it?
Yeah,
Are you?
yeah. Well, not just right now because I've got one of these here portable carport, metal carports. I put my pontoon under,
I got you.
and it's got covers to go over all the seats and everything, and that kind of protects it.
So it's kind of like a place where you can put pontoons.
I can park it down there.
Yeah, you can park it down there, not have
Yeah.
worried about nobody tampering around with it.
And I've got a big chain, and I chain it to the building.
If you do sell it, what kind of price you gonna be asking for it? Do you know?
No, I don't. I told my wife, and
You
I
don't know
built a
what
big deck.
you don't know what the market is right now.
Uh-uh.
I got you.
Just a second, and I'll show you what it looks like.
So where are you from?
I'm from just down the road in Weakley County.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I give or take about an hour away.
Yeah.
I come up here from time to time. Now the people that owns this property right here, they also own the big restaurant down there at Murray, the one that's got the big cow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we go there.
Okay, we go there every year.
They're the ones that own this.
Okay.
I didn't know if y'all knew that or not.
No.
No, we didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've talked to him before,
yeah.
and he lived across where we put in. He
Yeah.
lived across there on a big house up on the
I can imagine. I can imagine.
albums. More. See, trailer.
Have y'all ever been in one of them domes?
We walked in there last night because one of the granddaughters has rented one.
Okay.
And man, that thing's nice.
Oh
I
yeah.
couldn't believe how big they
It's
were.
like a condominium.
Yeah,
It's like something down in Florida somewhere.
yeah, they're really nice.
That's a neat idea.
It is a neat idea.
Yeah, come here.
I'm sorry I can't roll my window down.
You're just fine. You're just fine.
I can
Plate photo.
I
There
can
we go.
open this door right here though.
You're all right. Well, there was my trailer, see?
Absolutely. That's a big old nice trailer.
Yeah. And we had bunk beds in one end plus a bed,
Yeah.
and then in the other end we had a
Yeah,
queen
you
size
had
bed.
it made. You had it made. And y'all been
Uh,
coming up here for 24, 25 years?
Yeah, I built a big
Jack,
deck, mind your
business.
deck on the back of this thing. It's
Uh-huh.
20 foot long,
Yeah.
and
Screened in?
no, it's not. But I put one in there, Harbor Freight 10 by 20 foot portable carport over it, so it's shaded.
There you go.
I've got a picture of that.
There you go.
Here it is.
Are you retired?
See, yeah, I've been retired about 10 years.
Have you? Yeah,
there's
that's
my
nice.
wife sitting on there, but
Very
you can see
nice.
that canopy.
Absolutely.
And
Very
but,
nice.
we'll go over and see her. Well, I got my steaks and stuff. on for the
Absolutely.
kids
Y'all
all
living a
there.
good life.
Yeah.
Y'all living the
And,
good life.
But anyway, here's where it is. See, when I take my camper down there, see,
I got you.
and that's another bedroom.
That's right.
But now,
Or a storage area.
well, no, I take it back home when I go back home.
I got you.
But we never know when we'll go somewhere else.
That's a fairly good sized trailer, isn't it? What is
Yeah.
that, about a 12 by 70? 12 by 60?
It's 12 to 70, I think.
Is it? I mean, that's a regular,
Oh, a person lived in there for a long time, and
yeah,
she
that's
died.
a regular, that ain't an RV trailer. That's a regular,
No, this is a house trailer.
a house trailer.
We had a washer and dryer in there,
Yeah.
everything. And matter of fact, most of it was all furnished when we got it. We just had to put our individual stuff in
There
there.
you go.
So I'll hang
Well,
on
if
to
you
my
don't
wife.
mind, if you've had it 25 years, you probably got it for a steal back then.
I did.
Yeah, you probably got it for less than $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had to do some work. We put new carpet in it. We went in there and
To where now you could probably get rid of it for more like 30.
I don't know.
I'm thinking. I mean, that's the top of my head
Well,
because
since it's-
everything's increased.
Since the way it is now, but to see the dang, we went down there.
I don't know that I'd
yesterday.
want to get rid of it. How much you got there? A quarter of an acre, a third of an acre? What you got?
About it's a big lot, and it's real nice. You look out the back, and we have deer coming
It's
out
level.
there.
It's level.
Not real level.
Well, not real level,
No.
but the house and everything's level.
Oh yeah, and there's a concrete pad. And I told my wife, I said, you can get an excavator to come down here and tear this thing down, put a new trailer in here. Because what happened, a woman had retired down there,
I see.
and when she died, she didn't. I don't guess had any relatives, so
I think
they went and put sold for taxes. My brother-in-law bought it,
I got you.
and then he lived in it for a while, and he got me coming down here, and he said, well, I might sell this in a few years. I said, well, I'd sure love to have it, but I ain't no way I could afford
I
it.
like it up here because there's history up here. Have you done any looking around pertaining to the Civil War stuff that's went on up in this area?
Well, I went over between the land between the lakes. Now, my grandpa was born in Caldwell County.
He was.
Yeah. So I was trying to find
Wow,
out.
y'all probably had some property over there that,
Well,
that the
at one
TVA
time,
wound up taking in.
His dad used to run that there one of them iron mills over that they had over the land between the lakes.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They had a story. We had a story about had one of them colored guys, in there, and I couldn't figure it out at the beginning. He said, Master, you ain't gonna whoop me, and I'm not gonna do no more work. And he run over and just jumped in that thing, and it burned himself up. Well,
good grief.
I thought, how in the world could he do that? But when I
He
seen
committed
how they was,
suicide. He
it looked
committed
like a
suicide,
pyramid,
basically,
yeah.
didn't he?
He had a kind of like it was kind of like a pyramid, and they had a building on top of it, and he jumped down in there. But that's back in the Civil War days, see?
Yeah, yeah.
But
And that
also,
that
I
black
went
guy
down there-
that black guy killed himself, basically. He
Yeah.
jumped off into that
yeah,
that
and
fire.
mhm.
And
And
that was
but
sad.
Anyway, that was my great grandpa
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah,
My grandpa died.
probably
Oh.
back in either shortly after the Civil War
Yeah.
or the early 1900s.
It's back in there. Well, I went back there, and they supposed to, and I went up there at Visitor Center. It's up there pretty close to that there, where they look at the stars and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Over
I
at
went in
the
there,
Golden Pond.
and I asked them. They said I was telling them a little bit about it, and
Yeah.
they said, "Well, we got a book here. It's got all these people's names that's supposed to have been lived out there on that land between the lakes. Of course, it's sold to the government. Only
Right.
people that live on there now is the caretakers.
Intimate domain. They took it from them. They
Yeah.
took it from them.
But
They
anyway,
didn't sell it to them at will. They took it
Yeah.
from them.
and
And after Kennedy done that, about 90 days later, he was dead. You think that had anything to do with his assassination?
I don't know.
Huh? You think it was? Have you ever thought about that?
I hadn't really thought about it. But
See, because back then, in the 30s, whenever they started doing the dam and they finally finished it these people had already been moved off of the peninsula, one time on the Tennessee side and then another time on the Cumberland side, and then here comes Kennedy in the 60s and decides, well, I'm going to get them all off of there. We're going to turn it into a wildlife refuge. That was 3 times that they got hit. Bam, 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 within like a 30-year period. And they had a predominant business up here pertaining to moonshiners. I don't know if you know that or not, but the moonshining industry up here was strong. I'm talking about running moonshine to Indiana, running moonshine to St. Louis, running moonshine to Chicago, running moonshine to Memphis, running moonshine to
I've
Nashville.
seen some.
That was a lot of money up here.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Kennedys become strong by basically doing the same thing, I think they made rum or something like that, and then all of a sudden Bobby Kennedy's going to come up here with his brother and tell everybody to get off of here. That pisses a bunch of people off, and to this day, there's still people that's got it under. I mean, they're fighting mad about this stuff toward how the government went in here and done this. Because basically, back then, they would step off property 300 steps this way, 300 steps this way, 300 steps, and that was considered an acre. Well, if you was a tall guy and you had big steps, you was probably actually stepping off about 1.25 acres. Well, if you was a short man, you was probably stepping off more like 3/4 to an acre. So back then it was a guessing game towards how much property that you had and how much property that you didn't have, because they didn't have all the sophistication that they do now pertaining. Radar and all that stuff.
The way the hills are up and down.
Yeah, the way the hills are up and down. So basically, the TVA went in here and Congress gave them a blank check and said, y'all do whatever you got to do. And they sure did it. I mean, they basically literally stole a great deal of property up here. And I'm talking about thousands of acres.
Well, we drove all through there, and I seen, the buffalo and all that out there.
But if you get to looking at...
You see them foundations.
It wasn't just LBL that they done that at.
Yeah.
They done it on both sides of the river, going all the way plumb down towards Huntsville, Alabama, all the way back up towards Knoxville. There was many Indian reservations that they basically just flooded and didn't care nothing about the grave sites or nothing else. You know what I'm saying? They was brutal back then. They was brutal. Of course, they was doing it in the name of progress, eminent domain. You know what I'm saying? So basically putting in a post office or putting in a 4 lane or putting in a whatever. But
yeah, they done
it
right
sure
in the domain right there by our property here just here a while back. They're putting a new 4 lane in through there, Interstate 57.
Yeah.
And we're 1,000 foot from it right now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
So now you're gonna have to hear that road noise all the time.
Well, it's just it's like
Of course,
you
1,000.
go 1,000
Is
foot
there
up
not
here.
no barrier there pertaining to no kind of trees or
Oh,
nothing?
down there in that part of the country, it's all flat ground right in there where we live.
Yeah, because
Now,
that's
we live
that's
about-
Boot Hill country there, ain't it?
About,
Well, basically
if you
that's
go
the
20
Delta.
miles-
That's part of the Delta down in there.
you go 20 miles to the
I know where
southeast,
you're at.
It's hills. You know, you got Crowley's Ridge over there.
Yeah.
But we're just side of Crowley's Ridge.
That's right.
And so it. But anyway,
You
they're
think whenever
coming
that
down from
you think
Missouri.
whenever that earthquake hit back in what was it 1811, 1812, something like that? You think that had an effect on the way that layout is today? Because there's a whole lot of areas up in the Tennessee over by Reelfoot
well, they made that a Reelfoot
pertaining
lake,
to
no?
ridges and stuff. The ridges, they said that this at one time used to be flat land, that it went up while the Reelfoot Lake went down in the area. You know what I'm saying? So it probably had an effect on
It
some.
might have.
The
You
New
know what?
Madrid Fault is just north of you. What, about 2 hours?
Oh no, it ain't even that far. And matter of fact, here the other day they had some seismic surge. We could feel a few earthquakes.
Well, they claim
That
it.
New Madrid is, if you just go straight east, it ain't 25 miles from my house.
It's not.
Uh-uh.
Oh my God! So if that
So,
thing ever was to
and
go
that-
off again,
You don't know what's going to happen. The only thing I think about where we live is we got to go 30 miles to any big town now because they took Walmart out of our place. What happened when Walmart come in? It took all the little businesses out.
yeah.
And then, but the people said, well, that worked there. They got to go to work at a Walmart because they hired them.
That's right.
But they
And now Walmart's left, and now all your businesses is left too. So it's making it hard on people having to drive with
We had
gasoline
about
going to
five
$4 and something a
factories.
gallon.
All them factories are shut down.
Oh
We
my
don't
God!
have- we only got 2 businesses now down there. It's
Walmart
very
has put a hurting on America. They really have, because they went in, they disturbed the mama papa infrastructure of how things used to operate. And like you said, if the business isn't good, they'll basically just shut the doors and declare the loss
if they
and
can't
move
make
away.
if they can't make a certain profit,
That's
they
right.
do.
That's right.
My
They sure
wife,
will.
she started working there when they first opened up, and she worked there for, I don't know, 6, 7 years, and then she started working at the school, and then went from the school to the courthouse. Worked there 15 years, but she retired out of the courthouse.
I got you. What kind of work did you do?
Me, I was actually, I guess you'd call me an electronic technician, but I was a maintenance foreman of a big newspaper. We used to have magazines, about 19 major cities.
Really?
As far as I went all the way to Atlanta, Knoxville,
Good.
Cooksville, went up St. Louis,
What was the name of the
Springfield.
magazine?
It was a real estate magazine, like Holmes Magazine. and
Holmes
what have you.
Magazine?
Yeah. Matter
Okay.
of fact, the Knoxville book was as big a book as we had. It's over 300 pages.
Wow.
And every month we'd deliver a semi-load of books up there.
Wow.
Well, I was in head of the maintenance there.
I got
On
you.
call 24 hours a day.
I got you.
I had to. And
Did
I
you
took
retire
care-
from there?
Yeah.
Did you?
And when years ago, when the computers come about, well,
Yeah.
I had a TV shop before I went there. And
Okay. So you was already familiar with that
that's
type of
electronics.
industry?
And then they sent me to school,
Oh, okay.
work on computers
There you go.
and the printers,
Okay.
and I worked.
So
I
you got
worked
a
on
little. So
everything.
you got a little bit of technology in behind your
I
head.
wasn't, when I was in high school, I took
So
welding and stuff.
becoming adapted to this smartphone technology pertaining to the phones and everything, was
Well, to
that
tell you
kind
the
of tough
truth,
on you or what?
I mean, I've got one,
Yeah.
but
Like everybody
what
else.
happens is, let's just say, when I'm gonna say 20 years ago, I tried to keep up with everything, but it kept changing so much.
Yeah.
Let's just say as far as Windows, You'd have Windows 95, then you'd have a different Windows
Yeah.
Millennium, and all this and that. They kept,
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had to keep up with the Apples, because Apples is where I started working on. For a while, I was the only one that could service Apples within a 50-mile circle.
Wow.
But they would put boards in them. I had to have about $25,000 worth of parts in stock.
Wow.
And when you put a board in, you sent that board back to factory. They wouldn't give you a diagram or nothing. You couldn't troubleshoot them. You just had to put boards in them.
Right, right.
And
Basically R&R replacement.
so anyway, that's kind of the way that went. And
well, it
but
sounds
no,
to me
I
like
built
you had
a-
a good living.
I
Did
built
you
a
get a
class.
retirement out of it?
well, they didn't match my 401k or nothing. But 10 years before I retired, I said put 10% of my check in an IRA. Now
Yeah.
they did manage the IRA for me.
Yeah.
And
Well, that was
that's what
good.
they done, and I don't think County saved me, because that business now shut down.
Oh, I'm
They
sure.
closed it down about
sure.
a
But
year ago.
But you saying that you opened up a business?
No, what now? Well, I want to tell you what happened. Back then, we had a guy that's smart in the company. Well, we'll call it the dad. He run the business for years, and he had 2 sons. One of them, he was running it, and the other son would never come in. He was lazy, but he'd get a check. You know how each one of them get a check.
Family.
Yeah. So anyway, the younger one is the one that kept her hang on, and we built what you'd call a cloud now in that building. I put 83 servers in a room, air conditioning and everything, and one quit, the other one kick in. If electricity went off, we had backup generators to come on.
What do you think about these data centers that they're putting up all over America? What do you think about
Basically,
them?
this was a small data center.
That's right.
That's what it was.
That's
Now,
right.
they had 2 guys in Cincinnati, Ohio, that wrote the software for the newspaper stuff, and then I took care of all the maintenance here.
Gotcha.
The old boy told me, he said, "You retire and I'm gone." Well, I'll tell you what happened. I kept telling him, I said, "I'm gonna retire next year early, because you don't know what's gonna happen in your life."
Whenever you cut out, did he cut out too?
He cut out. Well,
Did he?
Then the guy says, "Who's gonna manage this data center, we'll call it?" No way. He tore it all out and just started going back the old way. He went plumb back. Well, not the new guy.
Wow, he went
The
backwards.
young one, he come in Friday, and I says, "I'll see you Monday." Well, I come in there Monday, and the boss, I call the president of the company, his wife was there, and she said, "Mark won't be in today. Steve's
What was
gone."
her name?
Rockwell's.
Rockwell's.
And matter of fact, their daughter won Miss Arkansas, and she won 3rd runner-up Miss USA.
Good grief. She must be a little
She was
knockout.
a pretty woman.
Little knockout, huh?
She was.
I had a cousin up in Thousand Oaks that made excellent money back in the late 70s, early and throughout the 80s, towards basically being a troubleshooter. He'd go into a big factory with their computer system, software system, and he'd go in and modify it to where he would like eliminate this amount of hands and this amount of hands over here and this amount of hands over here. Man, he made good money doing that stuff.
Well,
And his wife at the time, which was my cousin, worked for Semo Valley down there in California, and she made a lot of investments, I guess, in pharmaceutical or something, and she's very, very wealthy. Well, we're talking multi-million dollar family right there. Her brother
her brother
got involved in the real estate market in the early 70s out there at Plano, Texas, at the right time, and man, he made a big bang for the buck too, doing what he was doing. I put it this way: he had a partner that beat him out of $1 million and almost caused the whole company to collapse. But he come back later, about 3 years later, and he got strong again. So he was doing real well for himself. You know what I'm saying? In the real estate. But his sister outbeat him. His sister outbeat him because she was smart and she made all them investments and all that other stuff. They're working for Semo Valley. Of course, her husband made good money. They lived out there at Thousand Oaks, had a nice little home, 2-story with a swimming pool and all. I stayed out there with them for about 3 months. That was in 1981 whenever I went out there. Man, they was... I just couldn't imagine what it's like now out there in the LA area. I couldn't imagine.
But where we live, basically what I was saying a while ago, is 30 miles to each one of these bigger towns. And
It's put a hurt
but
on
we
y'all.
don't have no kind of problems in that little town, you know, as far as
Yeah.
now you're gonna have dope in any town.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Every once in a while they'll get
Big
somebody,
raid or something, big bust.
Yeah, have somebody making that dope. But other than that, you don't have to worry about shootings and all that kind of stuff
Right,
around there.
right. People are nice.
And it's, yeah, you know most of your neighbors. Well, when I was in the TV business years ago, when you
You
had
just
your
about
tubes
knew
and all
everybody,
that,
didn't you?
I went to everybody's house putting tubes in and
Sure,
putting up antennas and stuff.
Sure.
And I got to knowing everybody. But
That's
you know
right.
what? Now all them people that I knew, they're all passing on. There ain't very many of them alive
That's right.
anymore.
And
You
I-
got
and
their
I-
kids and
And
grandkids.
I'm gonna tell you something else. The younger kids now, they don't go to nightclubs. They don't go to taverns. Of course, I'm glad that they don't. But the reason why that they don't is because that they know that they're going to be photographed.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A matter of fact, kids nowadays don't even go to malls pertaining to foot traffic. That's basically causing malls to go under, like that mall over in Dyersburg. It had to go under because no foot traffic. You know why they ain't getting foot traffic? Because all these kids now are ordering online.
Online, yeah. Matter of fact, we started ordering
Well,
online.
why do you want to risk getting a disease or getting involved in a drive-by, you know, and go to the mall whenever you can do everything now online? So this thing that they're making pertaining to AI, it's fixing to change the world, my friend.
Yeah, you don't. I know.
It's fixing to change the world, and I don't know that it's going to change it in a good way. Do you?
Well, that's like old Musk. He's building all these robots now.
I know.
I mean, I've
That's
seen
going to
some
take
videos.
people's jobs away.
Well, what he's making them robots for, he's been making these here spacecraft. He's wanting to go to Mars, and he's wanting these robots to be smart enough to build a civilization there, so the people can go there.
What do you think about that idea? What do you think about that concept? Huh?
I know that's crazy. But anyway,
I mean, they've been talking about mining the moon now for quite some time towards bringing minerals and different deposits and you know, I guess different types of rocks and stuff that we don't have here towards using it.
yeah.
I mean, they got big dreams now pertaining to the
Some people
to the
do.
space age thing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they went around the moon, and I'm glad that they landed successfully, ain't you?
Yeah.
That was a big deal about a year ago. I guess about a year ago, maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, well, they just went over here a while back, you know. But they're planning on more and more trips up there. Well, I don't know what they're going to really do up there other than maybe mine.
But have you ever thought about this? If God is upset at us right now pertaining to seeing
We're in the great falling away. ain't we?
as far as seeing, the great falling away, but as far as seeing the great sorrows fall upon the humanity the way that they are right now, seeing Mother Nature reacting because of what we're doing to her, do you think God's going to allow for us to go to another planet and contaminate that planet?
I don't think so.
You think He's going to allow for that?
I don't think so myself.
That'd be like them building that tower back in the old days whenever they go to heaven.
Yeah.
Tower, what was it called?
Babylon.
Yeah.
Babylon.
Yeah, God didn't allow for that. God, whenever God gets ready to put His foot down, He puts His foot down,
Yeah.
doesn't He?
Yeah, it's just kind of like over in that war we got over in Israel and Iraq and stuff. It's crazy, ain't it?
Well, once more, you got to look at it practically. That if there was a way to go about a solution to that problem, don't you think some of our prior presidential administrations would have already tackled that situation over there with Iran? Sure they would have. But
There's
they were
gonna
smart enough. They looked and seen, you know what? This is a no win-win situation, especially with them having the straits right there. This could wind up backfiring on us. And I'm thinking that that's exactly what Donald Trump may have gotten involved in.
Yeah. Well,
in something over his head.
Ever since Bible days, all them countries has fought one another continuously.
I know.
And it's going to be continuing that way. You ain't going to stop.
Until the Lord comes.
Yep.
Until the Lord comes back and puts an
You
end
got
to it.
these people over here, hey, I'm a Muslim, and if you don't believe like I am, they'll kill you.
Oh, yeah.
They don't, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
really don't have
If
no
they can't
ethics
convert,
about it.
well, the Muslim religion right now is growing more so than any other religion in the world. Did you
Yeah,
know? And
I
they've
know
done
that.
already taken over the UK and all them other places over there. They've done already all them areas that used to have churches. We're talking about Holy Ghost, born again, believing, Christ thumping, Bible thumping Christians. Well, now all them Christians has the great falling away. And guess who's went in there and re-rented those buildings? The Muslims. They're growing.
And they'll have a big families where, let's say, my kids, they might have 2 kids. They can't afford anymore. They might have 3.
What gets me is I think that this Sharia law stuff, it's growing in leaps and bounds, and it's not just growing over in the Middle East. It's growing right here in America. And eventually, if we sell enough property to all these rich people that's got all that money because of all that oil, eventually they'll buy us out. Eventually they'll take over our legislation to the point that they'll vote me and you, or people like me and you, out. They'll vote us out, and they'll be in there. They'll be the ones in power.
They're going to be voting themselves in.
That's right. They're going to be voting themselves in.
Yeah. What is it? New York's got that new governor.
You got it. You got it. Or up in Minnesota, to where you got all that illegal activity going on. Well, you know good well that the governor and the mayor knew about all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know that. Bringing in all them illegals and what they was doing as far as fraud and taking from the taxpayers. There's been some administrations, as far as I'm concerned, ever since the Reagan era. Well, actually, you can go back to the Kennedy era. There's been some administrations that's made some big boo-boos, like, you know, building the Panama Canal and then allowing for us
giving it away.
Basically giving it away, or some letting all the Middle Easterners over there have control over all that oil. And you know what they're doing with the money? That's what they're sponsoring all these terrorism with.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, we don't have no good politics no more. Somebody needs to get in there and straighten it out. Somebody needs to take our country back over.
When Trump got in there, they was all against him because he had money. He wasn't worried about it. But all these other people, they was getting rich when they got in there. You see what?
Absolutely. The governor from Kentucky's worth something like $400 million. The Speaker of the House, what was her name? Nancy something. She's worth like $300 or $400 million.
And you look at their salary. They didn't get it from their salary, did they?
No. No, they got it from inside trading and wheeling and dealing and manipulating is how they done it.
All them presidents and back in.
But yet now somebody like Martha Stewart goes to jail for it.
Yeah.
See, so that's where you run into your two-tier system. Do as I say, but not as I do.
Yeah.
Huh? Talk about corruption. Talk about hypocrites. They made the book on it, didn't they? Up there in Washington, D.C.
I'm going to have to get around and make my breakfast for my kids.
Okay.
Nice
Take
talking
care.
to you.
Nice talking to you,
Yeah.
too. My name's Dennis Jackson, sir. Dennis Jackson. I'm from up around Weakley
Dennis
County,
Jackson.
pretty close to Martin, Tennessee, UTM Martin, and pretty close to Real Foot Lake.
Would
know
you
about
think
one.
you might be interested in buying that lot over there? You just asked me what it's worth. Don't know. I'm just
I wish I could. I wish I could because I like this area. Out of all the areas, this is one of my favorites because it's so natural and it hasn't been commercialized.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I like it up here. It hasn't been commercialized. In other words, it's more natural.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
But you guys are from the Great Razorback State. Bill Clinton.
Yeah, he was in there. He come to our home. I've shook his hand before he ever got governor.
You know what? He was such of a talker that I believe he could talk a person into buying a rotten watermelon and it tasting good before he ever got to the house because he was that good of a manipulator, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then his wife, she coached him on. I think she was smarter than he was, I believe. It's a wonder
Did Bill Clinton's dad got killed up there in the Ozarks, didn't he?
I don't know.
But now I've heard some bad things about Bill Clinton whenever he was governor, going from governorship over to president. I've heard some really bad, horrible stories about Bill Clinton.
I don't know myself.
We probably won't never know until we all face our maker. But good meeting you, man.
Yeah.
Take care of yourselves, and I wish you the best on your house.
Yeah,
I'd have fans running in it right now. I'd have every door and every window open. I'd have fans running in that thing towards getting it dried out.
In there and stuff. We went down there yesterday and it's got real musky in there. And
you need to open up every window, every door, have all kinds of fans going in that place right now.
Well, we got a fans over, but I don't want my kids getting down there. If something gets sick, it wouldn't be worth it.
Black mold and stuff.
We had some small spots about like that.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of gray stuff, but I I got a big vacuum. It just vacuumed it all up. Went down about $90
Well, you
some
know
dollars
that
worth
type
of stuff.
you know that type of boarding that they use in them trailers. Once it gets wet one time, it's basically through.
Yeah, well, I just saying.
I mean, it's going to have to, somebody's going to have to either go in there and demo it completely down, or at least take the whole flooring down.
Oh, we're just gonna.
And I can't believe that guy done that.
I ain't even gonna go in there much anymore. Matter of fact, the other day when I went in there with a mask, you know.
Who was that guy that turned that?
Well, the guy for the water system at the central water system.
Look to me like you could hold him responsible
Well,
for the company.
I was thinking about suing him, to tell you the truth. Sure was, because when I called him, I said, hey, I called him when I got down here. I said, hey, don't you just come down here and turn this water on, because we got a busted pipe.
Right.
I said,
look things over.
And he said, well, we've already turned it on. I said, I know you have. You've turned it on, you've rumped my dang trailer.
I'll be darned.
And he said, well, we turned it on the 16th. I said, well, you wasn't supposed to turn it on until the 18th. We just want to get over here and check it out.
Right.
What we do, we go over every summer.
Oh, man.
And we rake all the leaves.
Miscommunication.
Power wash
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
And everything, clean it all up for when the kids come.
Oh, yeah, you got to maintenance it.
And,
well, I hate that happened to you. Hopefully,
it just made us sick.
Hopefully you can work it out. I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't know what we're going to do, but anyway.
Probably the cheapest way of working it out would probably jerk the thing out of there and sell it as salvage and bring in another double wide or something and put there. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot nicer. Well, and I'm pretty sure between you and your family, I mean, you act like you got some pretty good sense. I mean, you can find some pretty good deals out here right now.
Yeah, the thing about it is, as I tell my wife, well, I'm 73
you
years
ain't got,
old.
You ain't got land regulations out here. You can basically do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
But we come down here and we spend 2 or 3 days cleaning everything up and everything. I said, you know, how much longer are we going to do this?
Well, you don't know.
Maybe till we're 75. But
well, you don't know. But it'll be this is where you need to have a little family powwow. You know what I'm saying?
I tried to get them at Christmas. Tried to ask them, hey, are you going to want to keep this place going and everything?
Right.
When you got one way over here, well, they wouldn't ever give you no answers. We're all down here.
They'll give you an answer now. They'll give you an answer now. One of them will come through and say, yeah, Pops, we're going to do this. We want to do this. I guarantee you. You sit down and talk to them now. They'll sit down. Somebody work out something with you. We got to go.
I see some of them over there getting ready to come over here.
Oh, yeah.
Got to get some dinner going.
There you go. I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah.
Good talking to you. Hey, good talking to you.
Yeah. So you're just traveling around sleeping?
Well, I'm heading back to Paris, and then I'm going back to Weakley County later on this afternoon. Yeah, I ain't gonna stay up here long, but I love it up here. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's so tranquil. It's so peaceful.
Yep. We love it up here too. That's why we've been here for 25 years.
Absolutely. Take care of yourself. Let's go, Jack. Let's go, Jackie Smacky. Oh, I done hit the wrong door. Uh-oh. There we go, right there. All right. Done hit the wrong thing again. There you go. I hated that old boy. Wound up having problems. There's part of his family. It's probably his sister. And then again, it may be his brother's wife. I don't know. They're up here having a good time. Those are called igloos, or I think that's what people call them, igloos. They're supposed to be super, super nice. They actually make big, big buildings like that now. There's a church down there in Jackson, Tennessee, that's made out of igloo stuff, and it's just absolutely remarkable in how quickly that they can put one of the things up. Now here's the beach area right here. See, now where I was staying last night was around that bend right there. That bend right there, I was staying on the other side of that bend back over in that area. Just me and my dog staying, doing a little thing out here.
But it's beautiful out here. Got them a little sand spot here. People browse around. Private beach. See all those homes? Hang on a second. I'm getting a reflection off this window and there ain't nothing I can do about it. You see all those homes right there on the other side right there? All them nice beautiful homes.